Hello, I am Patricio Ledesma, Director of Clinical Operations at Sopromed. Today, I'd like to speak directly to founders, CEOs, and teams at small biotech companies preparing to launch their first clinical trial. After many years in clinical research, I've seen companies achieve extraordinary success, but I've also seen promising biotechs run out of money before the trial was completed. And if I could give just one piece of advice, it would be this. Treat your budget as one of your company's most valuable assets because it probably is. Many small biotech companies are naturally focused on the science, the molecule, the technology, or the clinical data. That's understandable, but once a clinical trial begins, financial management becomes almost as important as the science itself. One of the most common mistakes I see is assuming that the initial budget will be enough. My recommendation is simple. If you believe your study will cost $1 million, try to raise significantly more than that. Clinical trials almost always encounter unexpected challenges, slower than expected recruitment, additional regulatory requests, increased monitoring requirements, or protocol amendments. The last thing you want is to be looking for emergency funding while your trial is already underway. Another very important piece of advice is this: don't confuse size with quality. Many first-time biotech sponsors assume that hiring a large multinational CRO is automatically the safest choice because it has a well-known name. My experience has taught me that this is not always true. Some multinational CROs provide excellent service. However, others can be extremely expensive for small biotech companies without necessarily delivering the best support. In some cases, a small sponsor becomes just another account within a very large organization and receives far less attention than expected. I've also seen situations where the team presenting the proposal during the sales process is not the same team that ultimately manages the study. My recommendation is to carefully evaluate several CRO options. Ask who your actual project manager will be. Ask who will perform monitoring activities. Ask about their experience in your therapeutic area. Ask how much time their team will truly dedicate to your study. Sometimes a smaller CRO can provide a more personalized, flexible, and cost-effective service than a global organization that is many times larger. Another important recommendation is to challenge every budget line. Don't accept a proposal simply because it comes from a famous company. Ask questions, compare vendors, understand every cost. The money you save today may be the money you need 18 months from now to complete your trial. And finally, never forget that the goal is not to run the cheapest clinical trial possible. The goal is to generate high-quality data in the most efficient way possible. Cutting essential activities can damage a study, but overspending on vendors, systems, or processes that do not add real value can be just as harmful. So, if I had to summarize my advice in one sentence, it would be this: raise more money than you think you will need. Keep a contingency reserve. Carefully evaluate every vendor and never assume that the biggest CRO is automatically the best choice for your company. I have seen companies fail because of budget problems long before their science had a chance to prove its value. Don't let that happen to you.